What is going on, guys? I'm back with another video, and yeah, I decided it was time to make another commentary. Now, it's been a while since my last one, and the reason being because I actually just moved into college. Yeah, I'm a college student now, so that's pretty cool. And during the move-in, I decided against bringing my recording stuff. Main reason being because it's just a really big hassle for me to record my gameplays with the setup that I use. So my original plan was to just record when I was going home. You know, when went home for a weekend, because I'm not too far from my college. I'm maybe like 2.5 hours from by car ride. So it's not too bad. So my original plan was to record just when I would go home, but then I got a PS4, which is why you can see the quality is so good in the background here. If everything went right, there should be a blacklight gameplay in the background. Um, I just got the PS4 a couple days ago, it's a really cool system, and yeah, I'm using the share feature on that to get this video uploaded. So that's pretty cool, and yeah, I'll be able to make more videos now, which is really awesome. But yeah, so that's not what you guys came here for, though. So that's it for our updates. So now it's time for the actual story commentary. Now, this story takes place about a week, maybe 2 weeks after my first commentary, which is the first time sneaking out of my house story. Now, if you guys haven't seen that one, I will put a link in the description for you guys to go watch that video. I highly recommend you watch that first, because it is the same person that I'm with in this video. It's I'm sneaking out of my house too, so it's basically that story, but just adding on content, which is really cool. Um, so yeah, that's about it. And if you guys haven't read the title, the story is called "Sneaking Out Gone Wrong." So yep, that's that. So if you guys want to watch the video, leave the link in the description. Okay, so on to the story. Now, if you did see the video, you guys will know that my friend and I used to sneak out over the summer to around 1:30 in the morning or so to go hotbox the crap out of his car. We would do this not exactly on a daily basis, but we would do this pretty occasionally. And yeah, so if you guys don't know, sneaking out of my house is it's kind of a hassle. It's kind of hard to do, but I get through it and all that stuff. So my friend and I decided to sneak out of our houses and go light up. It's just a regular thing for us to do. And yeah, so I was like, yeah, let's do it. We've done it plenty of times before. We'll be fine. So I leave my room. I go downstairs. I do all the things that I give more detail in my first commentary. So I'm gonna leave this a little bit vague, because if you guys really want to know how hard it is for me to get out of my room, just watch the first commentary. But yeah, but I'll give you guys a little bit of information here. So I don't live in a one-family house. I live in a three-family house, or not exactly three, but it could be three, because actually I have two other families living in my household right now. But yeah, so right now I'm in a three-family home, and basically, for me to get out of my house, I would have to go downstairs to the basement, and literally the rooms next to the basement, which is the one room that we own, it's owned by the other families, so they could easily hear anything that we're doing down there. So yeah, it's a little bit harder for me to sneak out. I can't really go out my front door either, because I have a dog, and she wakes up really easily to sound, and she cries whenever someone leaves the house. So she will bark, and that will wake my parents up. So I can't do that. So I have to go downstairs. But yeah, so I make sure I have all my stuff on me. I go outside. My friend's waiting for me, and yeah, so it's the same thing that we did in the first commentary that I did. We go to this area. Now I'll tell you guys a little bit more about the area that we smoke at. Now, in my neighborhood, everyone, my age, all the teenagers, go to this one place, which is basically an outdoor mall. They have a bunch of stuff there. They have Walmart, the movies, movie theater, Best Buy, supermarkets, restaurants, clothing stores, all this good stuff there. So everyone used to go there, or everyone does go there, in my neighborhood. and people who went to my high school and stuff like that. That was basically the spot to go to every Friday night and whatever. So this was probably around 2 o'clock in the morning or so, and actually right next to this outdoor mall, right across the street is a place called Kohl's. Now, if you guys don't know what Kohl's is, that's basically just this clothing store. It's just a clothing store really. And surrounding this Kohl's is a bunch of car dealerships. There's like Nissan, Toyota, Honda, and all these other car dealerships. Now, the parking lot for Kohl's is actually huge. So big, in fact, that the car dealerships actually use some of their parking space for their cars to put their cars. So, what my friend and I do is that we would go to this parking lot, and we would basically blend ourselves in with the other cars. So we would basically make ourselves look like we're one of the cars for sale, and we would turn off all the lights in the car, and we just light up in there. We would just hotbox the crap out of this car. It was actually a really cool spot, and yeah, it was really cool. So we started smoking. We used his homemade bong that he made, which was actually really good. It really was, I guess you could say, a quality homemade bong. It worked really well. And then I also brought my glass pipe with some of my own bud and stuff like that. We mixed our buds together. It was pretty cool. And we were just ripping the bong at first. So yeah, in the beginning we were just ripping the bong, and yeah, it was really cool. We got really super baked. And during the middle of a session, actually, a big ass truck came, and this is one of those unloading trucks that would carry a bunch of cars. Now this was at maybe 2:30 in the morning. So at this time we were assuming that they were, that this truck was there to unload cars into the parking lot or something like that. I don't know. We were baked out of our minds. Honestly, it could have just been anything. But yeah, we thought they were there to unload the cars. So what my friend and I did is, well, he was the one driving, so we were baked as hell, and so he turns on the car, and we just book it. We just book it out of that parking lot, because if they really were unloading cars, they could have unloaded it behind us, and we would have been trapped. We would have been screwed. So we back out of this parking lot, and the guy sees us. The truck driver sees us, so he puts on his high beams, and he then starts beeping the horn at us, and as we're trying to back out. It even got to a point where he was getting out of the truck. He actually got out of the truck, so we couldn't even see. We couldn't really see that much because it was just so cloudy in that car. So we opened the windows and we just booked it. And I can tell you, this guy just definitely saw a bunch of smoke just leave that car, and yeah, we just kind of sped away from the parking lot, and. We were freaking out a little bit, but as we were driving, I was like, all right, dude, I know this other spot we could go to, which is by my house. It's probably maybe 5 to 7 minute drive away from my house. It's this nice little residential area that's really secluded, and no one goes over there, so it was fine. So we drove to this spot. Now, on the drive there, it's all downhill, so we could just roll on neutral, and it's just this really long, wavy, windy road. Just all downhill, so it was really nice. And we get to this residential area, which is just this nice little neighborhood, and we parked at the end of the cul-de-sac, and we just continued our hotbox session. So we started taking hits from my glass pipe. We're really gone at this point. And car's super cloudy. It's really not. I couldn't breathe well in that car. So we decided that it's time for us to go. It's probably I don't know, 3:30 in the morning maybe, and my friend's like, all right, dude, I'm gonna have to start taking you home, because if you guys saw my first story time commentary, his dad wakes up at around 4:30 every morning to walk the dogs, which is really weird. Who wakes up at 4:30 to go walk dogs? But yeah, so it was like, all right, dude, I gotta start taking you home now and all that stuff. So I was like, all right, cool, let me just get my stuff ready and all that stuff. So he goes to turn on the car doesn't turn on. So he's at first I didn't really notice because I was packing up my stuff. So he takes the keys out of the ignition, tries it again. You can hear the starting. You can hear it starting up. It just doesn't. It just doesn't start up. And he's just like, dude, like the car won't work. I'm just like, what do you mean the car won't work? And it just wouldn't start up. So we started panicking, and we didn't know what to do. So we decided to leave the car, I guess, just stable, not touch it, and don't do anything with it for about a good 10-15 minutes. So during this 10-15 minutes, we're starting to freak out. We're just like, all right, so what are we gonna do if the car doesn't work? Because I didn't want him to get caught. I would have felt so bad if he got caught. But yeah, so we were just talking, and then 15 minutes go by. We tried to run the car. We were like praying for it to turn on, and it doesn't. It just does not turn on. So at this point, we're thinking, oh man, like we are so fucked. So the first idea was to call this car towing company to come pick us up, which probably would have been the best idea, but the state that we were in from smoking so much, it was just not gonna work out. So we just couldn't call this car towing company to come get us. And so our next idea was to just stick it out till morning and just wait there. But actually my mom was going to work early the next day around 7ish, so I was afraid that we would like oversleep. So we didn't do that either. So we decided to walk back to my house. So we grab all our belongings, we lock the door, make sure it's all locked, and we start walking. And keep in note, guys, it's maybe like 4 o'clock in the morning, way past curfew, dark as hell. We don't have any like water or anything like that. We just have our bags with our butt in it and our cell phones and stuff like that. So we're walking in this road, and if you guys pay attention to like what I said earlier, it was all downhill on the drive there, but on the drive back it's all uphill. So we had to walk maybe a good, I don't know, 2 miles, 2.5 miles along this road that was just straight uphill, and it was just hell. It was so bad. And we were also nervous, if a police car were to drive in this area and they would see, 2 of us there, it's past curfew, he would stop us. It's just how it is in my area anyway. But yeah, so we were really nervous about passing cars, and we just kept walking around the path. And eventually there were actually 2 cars that came past us, so we jumped in the woods, because it's basically the wood, it's basically the street and then the woods surrounding it. So we were really scared. And then on the walk there, continuing on the walk, we encountered a skunk, and basically I had no idea what it was. It was so dark. I just heard something just run like right by my feet, so I just kind of sprinted it out. I kind of ran maybe, I don't know, 25 steps or so. And yeah, so that was just a little extra bonus. There's a skunk right there. It was pretty bad. But yeah, so we walked back to my house, and from there, it was probably like, I don't know, 4:45 or something. And then my friend just decides to walk back to his house. I felt really bad. But, he was going to get caught. He knew he was going to get caught as soon as we left the car. So, thankfully, in the end, I got into my house okay. And he got into his house fine, but of course his parents found out, and he lied to them, basically. He told them that he snuck out to go to a party and to not smoke weed. So he didn't get in as much trouble as he would if he said he snuck out to go smoke. So, in the end he was alright. And yeah, so that's the story, guys. That's the sneaking out gone wrong, which it was a really terrible experience. So yeah, that's basically what happened. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. This is a little bit longer. So I'm almost catching up on 15 minutes. So yeah, thanks for your time, guys, and stay tuned for more story time commentaries, because I have plenty more to tell you guys. This is just the very beginning of my life stories. I have so many more stories to share with you guys. Oh, I can name like maybe 6 off my head right now, of 6 really good ones. So yeah, stay tuned for the next one, which should be soon. I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned. Subscribe. Thanks.